Hi everyone, it's Justine here from House of Mahalo. Thanks so much for joining me. So today we're going to do a small project just to, round off Christmas for me on the channel and, get me, a few in-between projects until I'm ready to start the new big one. So I've got some stuff prepared already. So here is what my idea. So I've got this book cover. I used the pages for one of my Christmas Golden Book journals, and I just really liked this cover. Isn't it pretty? And it's got they've done almost like stickles on the front. I don't know if that was the person who owned the book or if it was always like that. Just the snowy roofs. I love this book. So I thought, what can I do with it beyond just throw it away? Obviously, I'm not going to do that. Why would I do that? So I thought about maybe I could turn it into some kind of like pocket folio thing. And then I thought about the idea to have it for keeping Christmas cards in. So, we'll have pockets inside for Christmas cards and maybe some stamps and the envelopes and things. And then maybe we could have some kind of clipboard on it. So you could essentially cart this around with you when you want to write your Christmas cards and have everything you need in one place. That is what I was thinking. So, obviously I'm just going to be making this up. So, okay, so I was looking at the cover itself and it's got almost like a typical children's book where it's a very small spine and it's got a big gap here. Can you see? Like that? But I thought if I stretch it and put a new spine in the middle, I can have this be 1 inch wide. I think it's about 1 inch. And that would be then enough room to have gusseted pockets and the Christmas cards and everything inside. So we're going to go with that as the idea and we're just going to see how we get on. So I think the first thing that I want to do is remove this spine out of the middle. I did start pulling it off to see what it would be like. This is the probably like a 1/4 inch spine that you get in the middle. So I'm just going to see if I can pull it out without damaging the blue paper, because I do actually want to keep that as a border if I can. So I've got one side out. I don't know if I can get the other side out, but we'll try. I'm sure there are smart ways to do this, but it's the morning, so I'm just going to give it a tug and see if I can dislodge it without ripping the paper too much. If I rip it a little bit, it doesn't matter. There we go, got it. Right, how we did. So yeah, a little bit crumbly, but that's okay because I want to put a new spine in. So I just cut this 1 inch wide from some thick book board. It's just grey board from the back of a paper pad probably. And I'm hoping that would fit. Oh, I did rip that a little bit. Never mind. This should cover that over quite nicely. Like so. Okay, yep. I think that will fit. So the first thing that I want to do is cover this with some pretty paper. So I've got some, I think it's mistletoe, so I'll put it this way so mistletoe is hanging. I'm just going to glue this on, and I think I will use the Fabri-Tac for this just so that I know it's definitely on there. So I hope you're all doing well today. I hope you're enjoying, there's various Christmas crafts out there at the moment. This one, I'm kind of going with the blues of the book rather than, red and white or whatever. So I'm going more wintry, I suppose, but I've got some really nice papers to use, so just getting lots of glue, plenty on there, because this grey board has a tendency to sop up the glue quite a bit. And just pop that on there like that. There we are. I need to think about a closure as well. Do I want to have a closure? And the answer is probably yes, because I don't want the Christmas cards, falling out or anything. So probably have to think about that as well. But that's that. So you are going to live in there. So do we do the spine first or the papers first? Let me just see if that will be okay, you know, because I don't want it, I might have to do it a little bit smaller, I'm not sure. Let's just see what that would be like. It feels okay, but I think there's just a little, I'm wondering if my scrapbooking paper is slightly bigger than, bigger than the grey board. So I'm just going to trim this off. Upcycling at its best, isn't it? I love projects like this where you're just, you know, starting with whatever you've got and you're just figuring out how best to repurpose it. It's just my favourite kind of project, definitely. How's that? I think that will be good. I think maybe we're a little bit, could have done with being a little bit smaller. So I'm going to see if I can run this through the trimmer. The trouble is I only want to cut off like a teeny amount, so I'm going to give it a go and fingers crossed. Okay, we have success. So yeah, as I say, it was just curling up slightly at the edges, so there we go. So let's get that glued in there first. Now, because I have cut it a bit smaller, it does mean we'll be able to see some of that white behind there, which we can cover up with some lace or something probably, or just ink it. I'm sure we'll figure out what to put in there. As I say, completely upcycled. I really, you know, you have ideas for these projects, never really sure where they're going to go, but hopefully this all works out. So let's plonk that in there. I'm just giving that a bit of a press down so we can really mould that new spine in. I wonder how many children's books are like this with that, you know, essentially we've just enlarged the spine because we were able to with this. It's the extra bits they put on, isn't it? I'm sure there's lots of books like that. So I just want to give that a really good pressing down, make sure that's really in there nice. I'm hoping this will just be one video to get the whole project done. It does mean I may have to, you know, fast forward some bits and bobs, but we'll try. So just reaching over to grab my bits and bobs. So I've got this piece for the back, matches the spine. We'll come to that in a moment. I thought to use these on the inside. Again, I've cut them a little bit shorter and narrower than the book cover to help them mat nicely, but also because I really liked the blue all the way around. That's why I've gone with the blue papers. Yeah, I'm going to like this, I think. So again, I'm going to use the Fabri-Tac. Just because I really want it to be glued down well. Oops. And I'm not so worried about where the spine is because we can just put some lace to finish that off. Just going to grab my, where is it? It's dropped. I just thought I would use this. Oops. I love this paper. I think it's Paper Boutique. That was the brand. It's an 8x8. So height wise, I didn't have to trim any off, just a little bit of the sides. Really pretty paper. Oops. Okay, that's that all glued in. So I've got this snowy paper for the pockets. Just trying to think, because I want to add some lace now, just to finish off that edging nicely. This is kind of how I want the pockets to be, obviously with gussets. So I need to get in there here a little bit. So I need to think about some lace. I've just got some here on my desk, so I'll just see what we think. Just to, how should we do this? Let me just have a think. Okay, I think I know what I'm going to do. Not ideal, but it is what it is. And actually, to be fair, it looks really pretty. I'm going to just pop this wide lace just in there. I think that will be the thing to do. I tried all sorts when I had you off camera. I had small bits of, narrow pieces of lace. I tried ribbon. Nothing seemed to want to just sit in there nice. So it is what it is. I did think I would have this, but at least it's not bare underneath the lace. So let's give this a go. So I don't want the Fabri-Tac to shine through the lace too much, so I'm going to put a good amount on, but then I'm just going to smudge this. Like that. So yeah, it's not quite what I was after, but that's absolutely fine. No matter. Let's just trim this off. Trim it a bit neater in a second. Like that. If we just get some more glue on. Could use some fabric for this part as well. If you had something like a thin cottony type fabric, that would work just fine too. Whoops. Okay, I think that's all of the lace glued down nice now. Can always go in with a bit extra. So I'm just going to give that just a neatening up and just make sure that we're definitely down nice. And I am going to need to do my usual. I've done this plenty of times now. It's just go in there with the bone folder just to get that lace in there nice, so that it's not getting in the way of the spine, and we don't want it, buckling up too much. you know, just give it a bit of a stretch and a press where possible. I'm sure bookbinders are quaking in their quaking in their boots right now what I'm doing, but this seems to work just fine for me. So okay, I think that lace is all down nice now. So I was just figuring out the gusseted pockets that I want to have. So what I'm doing, yeah, you can see, I'm just placing this slightly underneath that lace on the left hand side, just slightly, and I'm just having a look as to how much I need to cut off from here. So I want this to be an inch bigger than what I need so that I can have a 1/2 inch gusset. So I'm just marking it at the inch mark, and I'll just trim off that excess. Like so. Okay, so let's move that out of the way. So we're going to put a 1/2 inch score mark on one side and on the other, and along the bottom, which we will make this side, so 1/2 inch again. There we go. So let's just fold those over and move this because, sorry, I'm done with that. So just going to fold there and here and the bottom. Like so. And then we're just going to, when you do gusseted pockets like this, you get these little squares in the corners. We're just going to come along and cut them off like so. And at the top here, we're just going to do a diagonal cut, just because that helps things lay a bit nicer once the pocket is folded in. Give those a burnish down. Like that. And just have a little look. Are we straight? Doesn't look like it. So I'm just going to trim off a little piece just from the top of it to give it a straight marking. Okay, so I think those are all straight now. Just wanted a little bit coming off the top because I was just starting with, you know, offcuts. So let's see about these then. Make sure they're in the right place. Yeah. Fab. So I'm going to use the art glitter just so I can get a nice thin line. And before I do that, do I want any thumb notches? I think we will. I'm just going to do a faux marking, just tell me where the middle is, and I'm going to see what the big punch would be like. So that gives us our middle. Sorry, that was a bit loud, wasn't it? There we are. Let's have those there. Okay, so we got them the right way around because there was a slightly bigger, yeah, I think that should be fine. Okay. I haven't inked these. I would use a blue ink on them if I was going to do anything, but I just really like the white clean look for this, so I am not going to ink. So we're just going to glue those flaps essentially. And as I say, I want to just have that nestled nicely into that lace. So I might need to peel the lace back a little bit. There we are. It's only like the tiniest millimetre, but I just think that would look slightly nicer, like that. Okay, I think we're in. Let's do the other one. I love folio projects like this, where you're just making, you know, something small, just a project in a morning type of thing. They are fun to do. Okay, so again, just want to nestle that slightly in there. Just making sure I'm in line with my scrapbooking background, paper background. There we are. Right, I think I had a little bit of blue seepage somewhere, so I'm just double checking. Nice. So I just want to just glue those bits of lace down. I wonder if I can use the art glitter on it. And then I've got this little pocket, which you might want cutting down a tad, which I thought could be for stamps. And I'm not going to gusset this one, so I'm just going to trim that, just trim that to size. And I was hoping to have it, basically I've got clocks here. So ideally I would pop it there, but then clocks and clocks, so I kind of want to cover this up here, and I think that should be enough space for stamps. So, because otherwise it's, you know, you're focusing so much on the clocks and all the rest of it. So, whoop. As I say, there's only stamps going in here, so, well, that's the intention for it anyway. So I think we go like that. Just gonna stand up and make sure that's straight. Yeah, lovely. I didn't put a divot in that one, I realise. I'll see what it's like once I've got the stamps in. Maybe I should have put a divot in it to match down here. I just popped a divot in that one because I did think it looked a bit strange otherwise. Okay, so that's the pockets in. I might embellish them, I haven't quite decided yet, we'll see. So I now want to think about the back and the closure and all that. So what I was thinking to use is I've got this nice dark blue ribbon. Oops. Should be long enough. Can't imagine needing a huge amount for this project. So I think I'll chop off more than I think I need, just to be sure. That's probably like a metre or something. So just going to find the middle, like that. So I was thinking it could go about here, so that we're not blocking off our Santa or the title. Yeah. And I'm going to catch it under the lace along the spine and underneath the scrapbooking paper that we're going to have on the back, which is this nice blue mistletoe paper. So let's get this paper on first. And again, I'm using the Fabri-Tac just so I know it's on there really good. Okay. There's teeth marks in this book actually. Right, so again, I want that nice blue border that we've been doing. Just make sure it's straight. Sorry about that, the doorbell for the post went just as I was trying to do that little bit of gluing. Okay, so that is now trapped underneath the back of it. I probably need to go in with a bit of extra gluing around the edges, but that's that. So then this should be able to just tie at the front. Just want to just make sure that spine is in the right place. There we go. So yeah, I've got plenty of ribbons, that's all fine. So I'm just going to trap the rest of that ribbon underneath the lace, and then we can cover up the spine as well. So for that, I think I had an offcut of lace to match the middle, where it was almost exactly the height I need, which was good fortune. Okay, so yeah, that's about right, isn't it? So I'm just going to get that lace stuck on. I am standing up now just so I can see what I'm doing. So I'll probably you know, just pause the video here because you don't need to see me glue this on, and then I'll come back and decide what else we're going to do. Okay, I think that's nicely trapped under that really pretty lace along the spine. There we go. You're going to laugh. You are going to laugh. So yeah, my original thoughts for this was to have this be the Christmas card folio. So, you know, if you imagine you've got these Christmas cards nicely in there like this, look, and you've got your envelopes here, and you've got your stamps in here. These are quite big stamps, so let's try that. There we go. This is our new stamps. They're doing barcodes on them now, so we could like trade in our old stamps type thing. So this was the original plan, and as I say, imagine there's some envelopes here, which I like still. And I thought to have, this is a Tim Holtz. Are they called bulldog clips? And you know, I was going to have this somewhere on the back so that you know, it could be a clipboard. If you wanted, I mean, don't even have to have that on there, maybe with a dangle, and then you could perhaps use this piece here for writing your cards. I suppose really the clipboard idea is not necessarily essential to that now, but that was my original thinking. This is where you're going to laugh, because now that I'm looking at this with the inch spine on it and how it's all come together as a project, you know, I can't get journal out of my head now. I'm looking at it and thinking, that is a cute little journal. Imagine that as a journal. It would be beautiful. So, unbeknownst to me, I think I've just created a new project for myself, which is to turn this into a journal. And I think, yeah, I didn't expect that. So I'm going to have to take this one away and have a bit of a think, because, as I say, you know, my whole plan for this was just with the idea that you'd have buckets and buckets of cards and envelopes. And the only reason to make it with the bigger spine is because I didn't think the spine as it was, you know, I wanted there to be ample room for lots of cards. But now that it is an inch big, I mean, it would sit like this very nicely as a journal or as a book. And that's way more room than I need for my Christmas cards. So did I just inadvertently, and I'm laughing because it is really ridiculously funny, at least I think it is, did I just accidentally create the beginnings of a journal? And I have to say, I think I have. And you know, I've left this ribbon plenty long enough as the closure. So yeah, that was my project. I really thought I was going to be sharing a Christmas card folio. Instead, what I think I've just started to show is the beginnings of a journal. So yeah, I'm going to have to take this one away and have a think, because as I say, I think this would just look really cute as a journal, and I can't get it out of my head now. So an unusual video, an unusual morning. I came on to show you a project and I ended up maybe starting a whole new project, I don't know. So I'm going to leave it there. I have shown the idea as to how I was going to transform the book cover into this folio with pockets and all of the rest of it. So you've seen that, which is good. Which is good. But yeah, as I say, this has sort of turned into a new project now, I think. So yeah, an unusual conclusion to a video where I've gone into it thinking, yeah, I'll make this, I'll show them this, and then I've come away thinking, well, now just like look at that. I mean, how can you not have that as a journal? Am I right? Yeah, I think so. And we've got all of this, you know, I've got all of this extra ribbon, so I could definitely turn that into a journal if I wanted. So I'm going to leave it there. The only other things that I was going to do to finish this off was to add some book corners. This cover is in fairly good condition, apart from those teeth marks, which we've sort of managed to cover up a bit. So I was going to put some book corners on just cause, not that it necessarily needs it, but just because. And I was going to potentially go around it in gilding, but really I don't think it needs it, because the you know, the cover is quite nice. So yeah, sorry about that, you guys. I really thought I was prepped to share one project and it just ended up turning into another one. But you know what? That's life, isn't it? That happens. It happens to us all. I'm sure I'm not the first one who's done that. So yeah, as I say, I hope that was helpful just to share how I was going to repurpose this cover. And I guess watch this space for what I'm going to do with this now, because as I say, the thing is, I don't really have much ephemera to go with this blue wintry theme. I have some bits and bobs, so I wonder whether to make a naked journal. So yeah, I'm going to have a think, because I do have some pieces that would work. I'm just looking now, because I need to figure this out as to what I'm going to do. You know, I've got things like this with blues and reds on, which, you know, would go nicely like as a journal card or pocket or something. I've got things like this pre-made up, so I suppose I could make this into a journal project, but that wasn't my intention. But yeah, it looks really nice as a cover. So I'm going to say goodbye now, I guess, and leave you with that. I hope either way that was interesting to see. An unusual video, as I say, but yeah, watch this space. I'll have a think about what I'm going to do with it, and then I will come back and we will, well, we'll figure something out, I'm sure. Thanks everyone then, and yeah, I'll see you on the next video. Bye bye for now. Sorry about that ending. It was a bit strange, but that's how these things go sometimes. See you soon then.